Today, I'm gonna try and have a look at the first Android project I ever built. Now, this was about 11 years ago in university, and it marked the beginning of a very stellar career. So I found the source code of this project in my Dropbox while I was browsing through old stuff from university, you know. And I came across it and immediately the memories came back, but I do not know what the code looked like. So I want to take this opportunity to take you with me down memory lane looking at my first Android project. All right, so here's my desktop and you can see if I'm moving it here. There you go. Look at this. What a nice folder. And in fact, if I open the hidden files here, you can see there's a .project file and there's a class path file. And this is really all you need to know. This is not an Android Studio project. We're talking 2011, yeah, it must have been 2011, so like 11 years ago at this point. And we were using this guy. Look at this. Have you seen this icon before? It's Eclipse. In fact, I shouldn't say it like this. Eclipse is still a very popular IDE, but for Android development, not so much. This app, DJNet, was built with Eclipse. I tried downloading the old version that I think I used back then to build this app, and I tried downloading it, but like it does not start on this on this machine. It's way too old, so this kind of doesn't go well. So let me actually put that in the trash. Well, what I did do though is download the latest version of Eclipse. This is Eclipse 2022, and this one does open on my machine. And I have no idea how to set up Android on this anymore. I don't remember how it worked. Again, I don't really have a plan for this video. It's just I would just want to, I guess, cringe at some old code. That would be the best case scenario, so let's see what happens. Okay, and there we are in Eclipse. Let me actually make this a little bigger. DJNet, here we go, open. It's doing something, again, I don't remember Eclipse whatsoever. But I think it imported it now. Let me open, yeah, there you go, Package Explorer. And this is very, oh man, the memories, they are coming back, let me tell you. This is kind of familiar to Android Studio. Oh my God, we're already getting in the grid of things. Let's not do that just yet. So you can see this project structure here. This is very unlike what you would do in Android Studio. So you have the root folder here, and then you have a source folder, assets, libs folder, we're gonna see that in a second, res, and then the Android manifest. So all of that used to be in just underneath the root folder. So we don't have the Maven conventions of having source/main/Java and source test Java. Didn't exist. We just have the source folders in Eclipse, and it's literally all underneath the root folder. So let's see, we already have 2 errors down here. That's always good. The project is missing required source folder. So Eclipse says that this is already a folder, but it at the same time says that it is missing. So that kind of rings a bell with the frustrations that I used to have with this. I guess I just had to add it. I don't know how I'm gonna build this now. Anyway. So Eclipse development, right? Eclipse is a very multi-purpose IDE, kind of like IntelliJ IDEA is. So with plugins, you add the support for different programming languages and like frameworks and whatnot. And there used to be something called the Android Developer Tools, or ADT. And you needed that to actually build Android from Eclipse. So Eclipse had its own kind of marketplace. And in here you can see the different plugins that Eclipse used to have. And let me actually see if we can still find the ADT stuff here. And more development tools for Android. Now this does not look familiar, this icon doesn't, but this one does though. Yeah, here. Android development tools for Eclipse by Google Inc. There you go. This had 400 installs last month. People, what are you doing? Use Android Studio, what are you doing? 400 installs last month. What? Why? Why would you ever? Like this thing too, 200 last month. I don't know, this comes from the Eclipse Foundation itself, so I'm guessing, so this was like sunset when, around the time Android Studio came out, like the first betas rolled out and they said, ADT is gonna be deprecated, we're gonna stop supporting it. And that must have been like 2014, 15 maybe? So I remember that vividly, and then moving to Android Studio, getting used to Gradle, and that was a whole lot of headache. But yeah, alas. Yeah, I'm gonna install this, I guess, and then we're gonna see if we can actually look at some source code. I just hope this does not mess with my existing Android SDK installation. I don't want to have to come to work tomorrow and realize that all of my stuff is nuked. I'd rather not. Okay, so there's an error trying to download this Android development tool chain here on Eclipse. It says it requires some sort of dependency. So I think I'm just gonna scratch that and let Let me tell you that ADT used to be the bomb. That was all we had back then, you know? So DJNet, right? Here you see the app icon. So basically, this was my final project in a mobile computing class that I took in university. And I took it with one of my classmates. And the two of us, we were envisioning an app where you basically had a kind of party setting, a party goer / DJ setting. And everybody had the app installed, and we were manipulating Wi-Fi access point APIs in Android to kind of have an asynchronous delivery between the DJ and the guests, or rather the other way around. So like the DJ phone was like plugged into the speaker system, and it had the app open, and it was basically a music player. And the guests could, using the same app, send the requests of songs that they wanted played, could send that to the DJ app, and then the DJ app would kind of maintain a queue and then play the songs back one by one. And obviously this was pre-Spotify times, right? So the guests would literally have to have the MP3 of the song and send that over, you know, because streaming is never gonna take away my MP3s, okay? God, I'm old, Jesus. So that was the idea. And I remember we were using Reflection. I had a very old HTC phone at the time, and we had a lot of different hacks trying to accommodate the two only phones we had to like test this stuff. So because the HTC implementation of Android kind of had different constant fields and like different method signatures, we had to have all of these reflection nightmares. And I'm still not sure if Wi-Fi access points can be modified programmatically nowadays. They surely couldn't in 2011 when this was written. So let's actually see where it goes, shall we? I'm just gonna move these errors out of the way. They never existed. Go away. Goodbye. Here is the manifest of a 2011 Android project. Look at this. We were already targeting SDK 17. Would you look at that? It's like Min SDK 5. I don't even know which one that is. Eclair? I don't know. So anyway, we had internet permission, so that didn't change. And we have a couple of Wi-Fi state things. So how it worked was all of the phones would need to be in the same Wi-Fi network. And it was like the DJ phone opened this Wi-Fi access point, and then everybody else connected to that Wi-Fi network. And that way they were connected and they could detect each other. And some generic stuff. Actually, this does not look that different from what we do today, like launcher activity and everything is still here. I do know what is different though. So check out this libs folder. So basically, in the Eclipse days, we didn't have Gradle. It was more common to actually download the jar files of your dependencies and link them to your project like manually in Eclipse. So you'd like, if I remember correctly, it was like right-click properties, was it? No, it was not this one. It was some view that you had where you could like drag and drop the different configure build path. I think this one, exactly. Oh my God, it's coming back to me now. So here you can configure the libraries that are used. And in fact, so the libraries here aren't even linked. So I would need to go in and say like, I'm gonna add a jar file. And then I would go in my project and I would go here and then I would say, okay, add the support library, please. And I would do the same for all of my dependencies. And you can see this project has 3 dependencies. 3. The number 3, please get that into your head. If I open any build.gradle file right now, I'm gonna see at least 10 Android X libraries, and then the network stack, and then the persistent stuff. I had 3 libraries in this guy. This is unbelievable. I cannot... How did we build apps? To be fair, this old support library, support v4, was notorious for being very large. This is basically the entirety of Android X crammed into one jar. There was one point where they split it apart, and that's what eventually became Android X App Compat, and then Fragment, Activity, all of their own libraries. Before then, it was all crammed into this guy, so that's what we had. We didn't have anything else. And then Simon, I think, was used for network communication. I think Simon is a project where you can do remote method invocation. So like you can call Java methods over the network. I used that for a couple projects in university, but whatever. So I'm gonna apply. It's still never gonna build. We're not gonna be able to build this from Eclipse, but whatever. I wanna have the full experience and we're gonna look at this code from Eclipse, goddammit. Let's start with the main activity actually. I just hope this thing holds together for the duration of this video. I can't wait to remove it again, but anyway. Okay, so don't mind all of the red squigglies. Okay, here you can see it. The great Java doc at the top, and here is actually the first activity I think I ever wrote, to be honest. This is kind of nostalgic actually for me. And obviously it's Java, so if you expected Kotlin, thanks for stopping by. See you in the next video. This one is gonna be all Java, baby. So you have a static function getting a file object. That's always a little concerning. And it does stuff. Here's the good old version of click listener. I want to see if this is Java. I'm guessing this must have been Java 6 code. Maybe Java 7. Certainly not Java 8 because we are not using lambdas. I don't think Java 8 was released at the time when this was written, so that goes to show. All right, yeah, this is just two buttons that start individual activities. So we have requester and receiver. Okay, actually I shuffled around this layout a bit so that I can show you what this app looks like. I did find an APK which miraculously still built and executed on this phone that I have here. But yeah, there you go. Witness the awesomeness of the design. I don't think I can actually click any of the buttons because I think it will crash then. But yeah, this is the start activity. We have two buttons and you'd either opt into being a DJ or a guest. Okay, I want to see where the reflection happens. So I believe, what is BR? Receiver BR. Oh, broadcast receiver. Okay, that's the broadcast receiver for the receiver activity. And I wrote this. Hey, isn't that nice? So I guess this is the code to connect the guests to the DJ's phone by means of the Simon library that we used to use. Okay, and then we have the requester BR. No, actually receiver should be the DJ and requester should be the guest. Oh, this is much bigger. So yeah, we had a SSID. So like every network that the DJ would spin up, it had the same name so that the others could find it. There was no like Wi-Fi peer-to-peer kind of thing that did not exist yet at all. No Bluetooth nearby communication stuff to exchange. Nothing. We just had Java 6. Sorry, I need to stop doing that voice. Yeah. Oh man, this is fun. I mean, all of these red squigglies here are a bit unfortunate, but it's fine. Oh, and I think we might be able to get into some of the reflection stuff down here. Get remote IP from ARP cache. Okay, here it is. Here's that function. And I'm almost 100% sure that this would no longer work. We're kind of reading from the ARP cache directly to like find the IP address of the, oh my goodness, yeah, that's a security nightmare. I don't think this stuff will work anymore. There's no way. We had our own lock class. That's cool. Yeah, okay. To like round this off, I want to see the actually audio playback and I want to see the reflection stuff. So let's look at this one. So we can see, so media player, EXO player, probably 5 years away at this point. So like media player is all we had. And we had a kind of like a state machine here, which is initiated with a parameter called CTX for context, but it's actually an activity. Love that. That's awesome. Really nice. We have a find view by ID, even though this is like a business class song player. Does a media player lookup? And then I think, is there a thread here? We have a request queue. I'm guessing some of this will spawn an infinite loop thread that will play one song and then when it's done, pick the next one from the queue or something like that. Let's see. So this kind of reads the MP3 that was completely securely transmitted over to the DJ device. I was just opening it up and then just reading it in and then priming the player with it and then starting the playback. And then here you go. Okay, so we're just doing a UI runnable. Okay, yeah, because we want to update the text view, we can only do that on the UI thread, so we have to post it here. This is a nightmare, dude. On completion, which comes from media player directly, we just skip to the next song. I was actually kind of hoping for some wait and notify shenanigans with like two threads that were like talking to each other, but it seems not. But this one does block though. I think this method blocks. Okay, well, this is sending a shiver down my spine. So lastly, I want to find the reflection stuff. So maybe it's here in utils. Oh, that's nice though. Look at this. I was very considerate. So I'm accessing the field here. I'm making it accessible. Then I get it, and then I'm making it not accessible anymore. It doesn't matter if it's a private field or a public field. I'm just saying, no, this field is now inaccessible. Very nice. And here we go. So here we see. There you go. So there it is. Is HTC device. The workaround for everything. This shit did not work on my phone, okay? And I had to make all of these kind of workarounds to like get it to work somehow. And I did this by doing this check, is HTC device. I guess I could have just I could have just checked the build manufacturer, couldn't I? I mean, so what we do here is this Wi-Fi configuration class on my phone specifically. I don't know if that's a HTC thing or is it just this phone? Is it other manufacturers? I don't know. Anyway, I check if this class has this field. If so, it must be an HTC device, right? Because from my sample basis of one device, this was the case. I want to see where I actually make these conditionals, because I want to find where I have this if-else. If only I can figure out how to search in this IDE. Let's see, can I search for file containing text? Maybe this will work. No. Yes. Yes, actually. Awesome. Okay, so I did find something. So let's see. So we have used it here for the hotspot management. Yeah, so here are the methods. So as I said, Wi-Fi access point API is not available at that point in time. And I'm actually not sure if they are now. I've never used programmatic access to an access point ever since this project. So I don't know. I think it's still not possible to do this, but either way, it wasn't in 2011, okay? So yeah, a bunch of stuff here. HTC workaround for their implementation of Wi-Fi hotspots, thanks to Xiaoxing. So that's an HTTP URL, delicious, I like it. Yeah, so a lot of reflection here to get this Wi-Fi access point to work. None of this will work anymore. Again, oh man, yeah, this is fun. What the hell is this? Okay, I didn't know any better, you know, I didn't know any better. Yeah, this is very fun. Yeah, and I think that is gonna do it. Again, I just wanted to give a brief overview. I'm kind of curious how I would build this app today with the methods that we have. Like obviously Gradle, of course, but like in terms of features and also disregarding the fact that nothing of this sort is even necessary anymore. We have Spotify with shared playlists and whatnot, but like how would I build this? Like a shared experience, people sending song requests to a central service, a central phone, and the phone will then put that into a queue and just play back the queue. It's connected to speakers and everybody has a good time. That was the idea. That was DJNet. Thank you for watching. I hope it was entertaining to you. I'm not sure where I was going with this video, honestly, but it was fun and I found it and I just had to share it with you. So, thanks.